Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to episode 10 of 12 in my 2020 Countdown to Christmas series. Today's project is this hexagonal cracker. The poinsettia were die cut from the Poinsettia dies, which is bundled with the Poinsettia Petals stamp set. If you purchase both of these together, it will save you 10%. The papers I'm using are from the Plush Poinsettia specialty papers. This is flocked in a pattern onto vellum cardstock. 2 sheets of each with the poinsettia pattern, one with the leaves and this swirly one. We're going to be using the swirly one. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but that's the pattern. You can actually get 4 crackers out of one 12 by 12 inch sheet. I've cut it at 5 7/8 on one side and 6 inches on the other. In metric, that will be 15.2 centimeters by 12.4 centimeters. Some velveteen paper, so I only cut off as much as I need. A strip that measures roughly 2 3/8 inches. So you need to die cut 2 of the poinsettia small flower, metallic gold foil to die cut the leaf and this little berry one, and these gorgeous beaded pearls. There's 18 in a box, so we'll just use one of those. Some ribbon. This is sheer ribbon in real red, and it's 3/8 of an inch, which is 1 centimeter wide. Scrap of whisper white and a 1.5 inch circle punch. On the 6 inch side, you want to score at 1. Use the larger stylus end. There are 2. One is for cardstock, which is the smaller one, and one is for designer series paper. Now this is vellum cardstock, so I've turned the flock bit so that it's face down on your work surface, and then the vellum without the texture is on the top. So you score at 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and 2 inches, and then at 4 inches, 4.5, and 5 inches. Rotate it a quarter turn so that now the short side, which is the 5 7/8 inch side, is at the top. And this time you want to score at 1/2 inch, and then every 7/8 of an inch after that. So the next one will be 1 3/8, 2 1/4, 3 1/8, 4, and 4 7/8. I've placed a piece of coloured cardstock in because it's really difficult to see. I'm just going to do the 6 inch side. I want that this way. Okay. And then this middle one, bend it back. Vellum is quite delicate, and it happens to stay there once you've burnished it. So this middle one is a mountain fold, and these 2 are valley folds. So it should look like that. I made one before when we had the envelope punch board, but unfortunately it's no longer sold now. Next I want to burnish these lines here, which forms the hexagonal shape. mark the center of each panel. Okay, so that's 1 inch at the end, so that's the 1/2 inch mark, and I want 1/8 of an inch either side, so I'm making 3 little marks on the vellum. And here it's 7/8 of an inch. So to find the center of this panel here, it's 7/8 of an inch, so it's a bit awkward. But if you put your ruler so that it straddles this panel with equidistant overhang at the 1 inch mark, then just mark it at the 1/2 inch mark and you will be dead center. And then again mark on either side. So I'm going to do this all along off camera, otherwise it will make the video very long. Make sure you do it on this center line here. So next, grab your scissors and you want to cut from this line here up to the score line there. Okay, so from this line here you leave the center point, but you cut from there up to that score line where it intersects, and then do the same with this side and cut up to that point there. I'm going to switch to the bigger scissors, it's easier that way. I'm just cutting from that point up to the score line there. And for the end one, don't cut right to the end, it'll be just a tad, like so. You can then rub your pencil marks off. Rub it off this way rather than this way in case you tear the paper. Then on the 1/2 inch piece you want to run some fairly strong adhesive, so I'm just going to put my stamp and seal on here, and I'm doing it on the silicone mat because at least it won't stick to the work surface. So fold that over and fold this over to seal it up. And just a little tip about the dies. You need to be very careful when you're prizing these dies off the sticky tape. As you can see, they are very, very delicate. Look how narrow they are, and you can easily snap them off. So I would suggest you use your flat spatula on your take your pick tool and then just gently prise it open. Like so, and then remember the position of the internal embossing die. Put some tape on the back, washi tape, because I found if I did it with a Sharpie marker it kept rubbing off. So I've just put a piece of washi tape on the back so that it's easy then to match up where the die should go. And I did that for all my dies. So make my sandwich, platform 1, platform 2, one of the platform 3s. Put that on your velveteen with the die cut face down, and then cut off only as much as you need. Die cut this sprig. You want to die cut a flower and a leaf. and then another plate 3 on top, and then you're ready to run it through the machine. So I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. I use the glue dot and adhere the gold cut flower onto one of the petals, and then another glue dot on the bottom of that to the other petal, and stagger it so that they're in between. Okay, and then attach that to the cracker. Make sure that's at the bottom where the join is, so that's the top. Take the gold leaf, and you want both the bottom and one at the top of the leaf, so that it will adhere to the underside of the flower. You might have to snip a little bit off, it's rather long. Glue dot on the bottom and also on the front. Grab the beaded pearls and again glue dots and pop that in the middle. As you can see, there's quite a wide gap in there, so you can pop your sweet or whatever you want inside. You could put a little gift in there. I don't bother with the snaps for inside, you know, the thing that makes your cracker go bang. I use it as gift packaging rather than a functional one. And instead of tying a bow, I'll just tie a knot. You don't want to tie it too tight because you might rip the paper. Put whatever you want inside, then you can tie, once you fill it, you can tie the ribbon around it. So I'm not going to tie mine off yet because I haven't filled it. Wondering what this scrap of Whisper White is for? All you have to do is punch 2, just some glue dots on the edge, and stick that in, and that will keep your cracker rigid, and you don't put that in until it fills your cracker. So I'll just stick that in there, ready to complete once I've filled it up. Before I go, I wanted to show you some cards I made using the stamp set and the paper. So I just used a strip, used it on Very Vanilla, embossed that, sponged the petals. This is the green foil and gold foil. I wanted it as flat as I could, so in fact I haven't put it on dimensionals at all. It cost me an absolute fortune to send my Christmas cards last year, so I've learnt from that. And if you do want to put dimensionals on, use the mini dimensionals. They're smaller, and don't put as many on, they will weigh less. So those are ones that use the small flower. This one I actually used the designer series paper. There's a die here that will cut out the flower, which is this one here. So these are the poinsettia papers, sort of holly leaves and berries. It's just patterned on the back. This one's in green. So berries, the wood grain on the back. So you can use these papers all year round if you've got any left over. Maybe not this one. And there's that one, which I use for the background here. And I cut out with the die rather than just cut the paper in half so it would fit in the machine, I just cut out a section so that it wouldn't, I could use the rest of the flowers. It doesn't fit all the flowers, it fits certain ones, so you need to find which one. I hope that's given you a taste of the poinsettia bundle, and I hope you enjoyed today's project. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more inspiration next week.